Hey, welcome back my friends. So today I'll be talking with you about the cost of self-publishing in 2023. I did a video last year, but things have changed, and so I want to keep you up to date with what the possible costs are, and it all depends on how you are designing your children's book or how you're going to format it. So stick with me throughout this video where you can get some tips and tricks and how to get the best value for your money. So my latest book is called My Voice, My Superpower, and it was released in end of May, June this year. And so I'm going to share with you some of the costs that self-publishing your children's book entails. So first things first, if you're writing your book, you need to know, and you're finished your self-editing, your first editing, then your next step will be to hire an editor, professional editor, to edit your story. And I would suggest that you hire someone who has an experience in editing children's book, because it's not necessarily the same as a novel. So when you're writing or you're about to self-publish, make sure you have a planner, make sure you do a budget for the entire process. Remember, self-publishing means that you manage the process and you upfront 100% of the cost. So here are some of the things that you need to budget for. Editing. You must budget for editing. If you're not a professional editor or you can't edit your book, please hire a professional editor. You want to ensure that not only the grammar and the punctuations, but how your story flows. You want somebody who has that experience to the line editing, the copy editing. If you're not sure how to fully develop your story, then you hire a development editor. All of this can be found on Fiverr. I do have a Fiverr link in my bio, so you can check that out, and I do get a commission or a fee from you using that link, not from your purchase but directly from Fiverr. So just a disclaimer. So you can use Fiverr or Upwork, or if you know an editor yourself, you can get that done, but please ensure that you hire an editor for your book. Now the cost for my editor was about $125, and that's because my story is short, right? I have like 2 sentences on each page, and that was deliberate because of my target audience. So budget for about $125, $150 if you're looking at, say, a 24-page book with 2 lines on each page, right? So have that factor, that minimum $125, and you're going to work your way up to that. So when you're checking out on Fiverr, you can use that in your head to say, okay, maybe starting from $125 based on the story that you have. If you have a longer book, then you're going to pay more. If you have more text, then you're going to pay more. And it depends on what it is that you want to do. If it's just a simple punctuation and grammar, then it's going to cost less. If you want to line by line and how it flows, it's going to cost more. Development, significantly more. So therefore I suggest that you ensure that you do your self edit first, and then you hire a professional editor. So that cost, as I said, was about $125 based on that the story that I have in this book, My Voice, My Superpower. And so the next cost is the cost for graphic design or illustration. So you can see that my type of book, this book, was actually a 2-page spread. So it's the same, that means that it's the same picture that's spreading along the page, right? So for a 2-page spread, and it is 12 graphics, so it's 24 pages but two page spreads. It's 12 graphics that I ordered, as well as my cover, front and back cover. I paid about $850 for that. So that's my graphic, $850 plus my edit was $125. Right now my graphic designer does not format. So the next thing that you have to consider is formatting or text placing. So placing the text on the picture and formatting the book for how Amazon will publish it. So you have to consider also the cost of a formatter. Again, that was turned out to be maybe $100 or $110 because I had to do a change. No, so those are the three things that you're looking at. You are writing your story, so that's no cost to you, but you're gonna need an editor, you're gonna need a graphic designer or illustrator for your interior of your book, and you're gonna need a designer for your cover. If the graphic designer or the illustrator doesn't do both, then you have to consider finding a separate illustrator. You have some illustrators that do really well with covers and some just work strictly on interiors. So ensure that you do your research. Again, you can always check on Fiverr to find these graphic designers, these illustrators, or the formatters and/or. So the total cost there, so we have $125, $850, and about $110. So it's a little over $1,000 for my book, for this book. So, and it could have been way more expensive if I decided that I wanted to do, say, one graphic per page, which would mean, and if I'm doing a 24-page book, it would mean 24 graphics, right? Which is what I did in my first book, I Am 21 Daily Affirmation. I was not too keen on how the process was, so I did one graphic per page, right? That cost a lot more, and the fact that this one cost a lot more was because it's my first book and I didn't really know what to do. So I kept changing. When I had the illustrator, I kept trying to figure out, okay, do I put this here, that there? And so I had a lot of changes. That book ended up costing me more. So for those of you who are new and who are still trying to figure out how do you self-publish this, Amazon itself, the platform that you can self-publish on, is free. So you do not need to pay a cost to upload your manuscript. Everything else you upfront. So you upfront your editor, your graphic design and illustrator, your book cover design, and your formatter. If you are going to be doing your marketing as well, then you have to factor in your cost to either market on Amazon or Facebook or Instagram, and all of that depends on you. I can't tell you how much you're gonna spend on marketing. That is something that you'll have to figure out. There are Amazon courses that will help you how to do Amazon ads. You can find them on Facebook as well. But these are the things that you need to factor. Do not go in blindly. Check out my other videos to see what you can find out before you actually self-publish your book. Self-publishing on Amazon is zero cost, but getting the book out there will cost you. And the more organized you are, the better it will be for you in terms of getting your book out. And this is something that I teach in my one-on-one coaching with my clients. Ensure that you have your book planned out from start to finish, your timelines. Ensure that your book is edited before you get it to your graphic designer, because you need to know what goes where so that you're not back and forthing and taking up time and having to spend more because of corrections. So if you are interested in one-on-one coaching, you can connect with me on my website, tashanaswabyscott.com. You can find my books here on my YouTube page or on Amazon. I have 5 publications out now, and I continue to speak about the ones that my girls did, my favorite animal coloring book. So check those out, and I hope my videos have been helpful. So budget before you start the process. Yes, you have your idea. Yes, you want to get this book out. Yes, you're so excited, but ensure that you plan and you budget and you take all of these things into consideration before you actually start getting out there and saying, oops, didn't know I needed that, or yeah, I need that, but I don't have the cost. No, so it's gonna have to wait until 2 months time. It is better that you do your research and figure it out from now. So those are your 3 main costs: your editor, your graphic design and illustrator, your book cover designer, and your formatter, as well as marketing. Marketing is something that you have to decide that you're gonna do. Your books will not sell by themselves. You have to invest in your business. And I know you're just starting out and it seems like a lot, but trust me, just posting on social media is not gonna get your book enough sales. It will get you a few sales, but it's not gonna get you enough. So you need to market your books. You need to run ads to get them out there if this is something that you're serious about. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and share. Happy writing.